between the Fever and the Dallas Wings the other day had Nancy Lieberman on the call. By the way, I don't know who evidently, or at least be involved in the telecast, whether side
may be infiltrating the proceedings and compromising your position. The winner, she was great, and she's a phenomenal
Get into it. Let's just look at the damn DMs. Here we are. Hey, Caitlin, congrats on everything you have accomplished thus far. Be blessed. And from Cheryl Swoopes with and by the way,
thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time.
This whole saga is real, though it's worth being upfront that it traces back to September 2024, not a brand new incident. Cheryl Swoopes was noticeably absent from a Fever Wings broadcast, with Nancy Lieberman stepping in on the call instead. That part is fully confirmed.
Stating that Clark needed, quote, 5 seasons to reach the mark for most points in NC2A history, despite playing 4 seasons. Swoopes also mentioned Clark reached the mark by jacking up 50 shots per game at Iowa. Total disrespect. She didn't shoot. I went and looked. I think she averaged about 22 shots. Swoopes opening the DMs concerning the incorrect statement, hey, Caitlin, I wanted to personally reach out to you. All right, well, before we get into it, let's just look at the damn DM.
Swoopes' real pattern of comments about Clark, including an August 2024 Queens of the Court podcast episode where she credited Alia Boston, Kelsey Mitchell, and Lexi Hull for Indiana's turnaround while leaving Clark out entirely, is well documented by The Mirror and Fox News. That's a real, specific example fueling the broader hater narrative.
Cast yesterday. And it's confirmed. You see that Cheryl Swoopes was supposed to call the Fever game yesterday, but because she cannot act like a professional commentator, she was replaced by Nancy Lieberman. By the way, Nancy Lieberman at one time was considered the greatest women's basketball player to ever live. So check this out.
And that's the issue, Nancy, because listen, and here's the thing. What incriminates, in my opinion, it's just my opinion, but what incriminates somebody like Cheryl Swoopes even more, who, by the way, was supposed to be calling the game with y'all yesterday, and she did not call the game.
Here's Nancy Lieberman's actual, real quote from that broadcast, talking about hundreds of fans lined up before the game and calling what Clark's doing for the sport generational. That's confirmed. On-air commentary, not paraphrased for effect.
Like me and building the foundation and platform we have today, heart emoji back. And we've got a you're very welcome there. Okay, I really appreciate you and your game. You are taking it to a whole new level. Keep being great. Have a blessed night. You too. Prayers, yada, yada, yada. And I just love the fake Christianity from Cheryl Swoopes with the and by the way, in case you're wondering, this is Cheryl Swoopes' MVP season. Caitlin Clark is having a rookie year that is
and her fuller point is accurately represented too, that Clark's popularity is going to make a lot of other women in this league multi-millionaires down the line, the same way Tiger Woods and Michael Jordan's crossover stardom lifted their entire sports. We should celebrate her, not tolerate her, is a real, quotable line from that broadcast.
Actually calling the game, I don't know for sure. But in case you've been living under a rock, Cheryl Swoopes can't stand Caitlin Clark. And she's went on podcast and she's run her mouth, I think with Gilbert Arenas' podcast. And she gave an entire lesson about how great the Indiana Fever were last week and left Caitlin Clark out of it and then got called out as a hater over Caitlin Clark. Well, I think that's confirmed at this point. And it's gotten so bad that it looks like she had been pulled from that broadcast. Nancy Lieberman was...
Now here's where I want to slow down. The framing that Swoopes was confirmed to have been pulled specifically because of bias against Clark is Stephen A. Smith's stated opinion, not an established fact. Swoopes herself has directly disputed this, explaining she was only contracted for 7 Wings broadcasts that season, and that this particular game simply wasn't one of them.
Private conversation publicly, I'm done with you, and I'm going to cook you on top of it. So, this is what we got now. Cheryl Swoopes has now leaked her private DMs between her and Caitlin Clark. I'm not kidding you. Now keep this in mind as we're talking about this. Screenshots of her DMs with Clark showed Swoopes apologizing after previously stating that Clark needed, quote, 5 seasons to reach the mark for most points in it.
Smith's argument that producers often quietly manage personal bias affecting a broadcast is a reasonable general point about how television works, but it's worth noting it's speculation about motive in this specific case, not a confirmed account of what actually happened behind the scenes.
The Queens of the Court or some crap like that, and it's a podcast that's supposed to be talking WNBA basketball. They refuse to talk about Caitlin Clark? Again, what? I said, if I'm the commissioner, I'm calling Cheryl Swoopes, and I'm like, you either get your act together or I'll kill that podcast. Adam Silver, where are you? Adam Silver's technically over all of it. Man, it went nuts. This is crazy. Wow. Unbelievable. Tell me what you think in the comments section below. Peace, I'm out.
Now, to the part that's fully verified. Swoopes did make factually incorrect statements about Clark earlier that year, claiming she needed 5 college seasons and was taking 40 to 50 shots a game to break the NCAA scoring record. Clark actually did it in 4 seasons, averaging 22.7 shots per game. Those are real, confirmed inaccuracies, not exaggeration.
The Queens of the Court or some crap like that, and it's a podcast that's supposed to be talking WNBA basketball. They refuse to talk about Caitlin Clark? Again, what? I said, if I'm the commissioner, I'm calling Cheryl Swoopes, and I'm like, you either get your act together or I'll kill that podcast. Adam Silver, where are you? Adam Silver's technically over all of it. Man, it went nuts. This is crazy. Wow. Unbelievable. Tell me what you think in the comments section below. Peace, I'm out.
And the leaked DM story is genuinely real, confirmed by Fox News, Outkick, The Mirror, and multiple other outlets. In September 2024, responding to a fan accusing her of unfair treatment of Clark, Swoopes posted screenshots of a private text exchange from that February.
Yes, and this is a whole new level. Now, one of the things that Cheryl Swoopes said on that Gilbert Arenas podcast is she brought up a bunch of statistics that weren't true. Flat out lies. Weren't true. And now she has done what I consider to be the most despicable thing on the planet. One of the worst things, one of the most unprofessional things anybody could possibly do. Honestly, even on a personal level, if somebody does this, bleep them.
Here's Swoopes' actual message, word for word. Hey Caitlin, I wanted to personally reach out to you and say I made a mistake on what year this is for you. COVID year has me all confused. I also have nothing but respect for you and your game. That's a real, genuine apology, not something invented.
Nah, forget you. I mean, seriously? Wow, I gotta wonder. And again, she's got this podcast, WNBA logos on it. The Queens of the Court or some crap like that. And it's a podcast that's supposed to be talking WNBA basketball. They refuse to talk about Caitlin Clark? Again, what? I said, if I'm the commissioner, I'm calling Cheryl Swoopes, and I'm like, you either get your...
And Clark's real reply is worth including too. No worries at all. I really appreciate you reaching out, and there's no hard feelings. I appreciate all you have done for women's basketball. That's a gracious, real response from Clark, not just a footnote.
Cheryl Swoopes has, I don't know if you could say exploded, imploded, certainly went mega viral. And we can't help but presume, we don't know if it's a jealousy thing with a lot of these players just recognizing that, hey, this girl's going to probably end up being the greatest to have ever done it by the time it's said and done, which is going to mean a lot of our records are put in the dirt. or it's the fact that they're.
The MVP season versus rookie year statistical comparison genuinely did go viral online, and it's a real, if slightly unfair, way of making the point that Clark's rookie production stacked up remarkably well against a legend's best individual season. That comparison is grounded in real statistics, whatever you think of the framing.
Isn't getting the memo. Well, as you can imagine, Cheryl Swoopes has taken a massive amount of backlash. Her and Stephen A. Smith have been in this feud. And then we got a situation where, in fact, Stephen A. Smith had Nancy Lieberman on his podcast yesterday. And it's confirmed. You see that. Cheryl Swoopes was supposed to call the fever.
The core criticism here, that publicly sharing a private message exchange, regardless of the apology's content, was widely seen as a questionable move, reflects real, documented fan and media reaction at the time, with commentators across multiple outlets specifically criticizing the decision to post it rather than handle it privately.
Cheryl Swoopes was supposed to call the Fever game yesterday, but because she cannot act like a professional commentator, she was replaced by Nancy Lieberman. By the way, Nancy Lieberman at one time was considered the greatest women's basketball player to ever live. So check this out.
And that's the issue, Nancy.